I want to say a little bit about Howard Zinn. I didn't have the opportunity, Craig and I didn't have the opportunity to know your dad personally, your grandfather personally. We knew of him, of course, but we were kind of quiet activists. Our daughter Rachel really brought us to these issues. And, but immediately after Rachel was killed, in the first hours or the first days, there was an email to us from Howard Zinn. And I remember feeling at the time, even as dazed as we were by what had happened, how amazing it was that this person who was just a legend in our minds had taken the step to write to us and to share his compassion and his care for our family and his recognition of the stand that Rachel took that day in Gaza. And it's so helpful to me to hear from you that he was with you, the same person that we all saw in films and in videos, wherever he was. That's who he was. That's what he conveyed to me in that message that we received. And I started to realize that it was the history that people like Rachel and others, like the people in this room, were making, that was what mattered to him and what he believed could make the most difference in the world. I've been very fortunate because Anthony Arnove and Howard Zinn, in Voices of a People's History, chose to include Rachel's voice. And they then invited me to be able to read from that at a number of different presentations. And it was a gift because it not only allowed me to share, but also to really internalize a lot of the words of so many others that are represented in those volumes. Howard wrote, "What is common to all these voices is that they have mostly been shut out of the orthodox histories, the major media, the standard textbooks, the controlled culture. The result of having our history dominated by presidents and generals and other important people is to create a passive citizenry, not knowing its own powers, always waiting for some savior on high, God or the next president, to bring peace and justice." I thank Howard Zinn, I thank him for showing us that our voices matter and that the trajectory of this world depends on what we have to say and what we do. Thank you so very much.
I'm going to take a couple of minutes to be personal in my own life too, because at Rachel's memorial service we had 3 people speaking from 3 different faiths. The Christian speaker became a great friend of mine, and I love him dearly. We have our friends and we have our deeds. And he said, you know, you don't drive to heaven in a Maserati. We can't take our possessions with us. They don't count. He said the friends, like tonight, the friends are here. The friends are still here. So what we take with us in the afterlife, what speaks for us in the next life, is our deeds, like the deeds you see on the people on the wall. Now that day, I was feeling good. Yeah, tears were just rolling down my face. I was missing Rachel, but I was proud of what she did. And I thought, yeah, your deeds go with you in the next life. And then I realized the imam wasn't talking to Rachel. He was talking to me. What have I done? So I've been thinking about it for about a month, and it won't work because of the room, but what I wanted was a mirror over here so that you could see these people in this mural and what they've done. But if you'd look in the other direction, you'd see your own face reflected along with all these faces and the images over here. And you'd have to say, what do I have to do to earn my place on that wall? And so, let's go with it. Thank you.